Yo, this your boy Loke, live in the kitchen podcast. Yo, I'm back. Episode 27. I made it. Yeah, gonna keep going. Yes. Shout out to the sponsors, 48 Hour Records. Shout outs to the Good Chef on IG. Check him out. Check the menu. He on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Trust me. Check that menu out. It's worth it. Shout outs to the Smoke Shop in Windsor, Connecticut. The Smoke Shack on Windsor Ave. Check them out. Also, go get all your little accessories, rolling papers, all that, you know. You hear that flicker. That's when that good getting lit up. Shout outs to Girls and Pistols Production also as well. See y'all building a new little studio over there on Sterling. That's good. It's good. See y'all cooking. I like that. What's up? Trust me. Yeah. Shout out to everybody tonight too, you know. And this episode right here is going to be about the black mob versus the Italian mob, the white Italian mob. You know, I'm getting into it because to me it's a lot of different similarities in the way they do things, but it's also a lot of things that they do that are alike as well. And you know, I've been listening to a lot of interviews and seeing a lot of different stuff, and I ain't trying to down all the black gangsters, but a lot of black gangsters, y'all was doing a lot of cooning versus really actually getting into that money and building a corporation or moving on to other hustles like the mob did. I ain't gonna say that all the black hustlers didn't do that. Shout outs to Kevin Childs. I watched that Flip the Script, that Quiet Room podcast. That's with Queen's Flip and G Money. That's a good show. I like that, but he made some good points in there. Like he parlayed his money into a sneaker store, you know, other things. He also owned like a real estate firm, investment firm, all of that. Like a record company. That's all good things. Like a lot of people that, you know, are entrepreneurs, but that's not even him being a part of a mob, but I'm just pointing out he was a black man at that time in New York getting money, and he was enterprising. Like the mob, you know, let's just get into it. Like, let me put it to you like this. The Italian mob, right? And they started in the 1880s. You feel me? We in 2020. That mean they got like 100 and something years in on gangster shit. They got 100 years plus in on bootlegging, prostitution, getting money, drugs, so on and so forth. Every racketeer racket they got into because they saw the future. Now, we had the black mobs, like the Philly mob. Let's just put them in some Muslim brothers. They's out of Philly, you know. Ron Harvey, a couple of other brothers. They were strong brothers. I ain't gonna say that they was hateful. They had a chance to do things. Like, they could have parlayed their situation into more. They could have, instead of strong-arming some of them drug dealers, they could have probably made business propositions with them. You feel me? Like, they tried to muscle up against Frank Matthews. He was a big-time dope dealer out of Brooklyn. He's still on the run. You know, shout-outs to that man, too. You know, shout-outs to him. That's real shit. He on the run. A nigga ran with like $30-40 million back in the day in 74. He was one of the biggest dope dealers ever. Not just all time, no, ever. Black guy. Check his story. You ever get it? Go on Our Prophet YouTube page and check home shit out. Yeah, but back to what I'm saying, like they try to put the squeeze on him. His boys, they killed a couple of other dudes down there in Atlantic City, this and that. They had a mob. This is what I'm saying. They had the structure of the mob. They was doing mob things, but they never capitalized They never capitalized on the money that they was supposed to get because they was doing too much other foolish or had other vices. You feel me? Instead of just sticking to the goal. Y'all supposed to be getting the money up for the mosque and this and that, that, and that, but it turned into some other. It is what it is. Nobody hating or discriminating. You know, the times was what it was in them times. It is what it is. I ain't mad at nobody. I'm just here to state the story and how I feel. And like back to the Italian mob, yeah, they had like gangsters that we know. Even black people, we got gangsters that we know, but it's always the same people. They had a long list. They had so many people that they made famous, employed. John Gotti, Carmine Persico, Nicky Scarfo. They had the Las Vegas mob. They had the Los Angeles mob. They had Marcella. He was a part of the New Orleans Italian mob. They had Trafficante. He was from Florida. I knew about him as a kid because I used to see that man as a kid when I lived in Florida. I lived in Florida for 2 years, so I seen him. Yeah, they had big mob meetings, and this is all fact. I ain't even saying it just to be like, oh yeah, you know, for shock value. No, I seen the nigga. They own restaurants and they own shit. My people was in Miami. They own, man. Trust me, man. They own shit. They own shit up and down Florida. You know what my whole point is? They enterprise they shit. Like the Bloods and Crips. If they was on some real shit, that's a mob. Those are mobs. Do different entities, not just one. Just red and blue. The only difference, dog. You feel what I'm saying? And they had a chance to enterprise. They also had a chance to do other things. They didn't capitalize on it. They made money off the crack, but that's it. The Italians probably done sold some and then flipped that shit into property or a bakery or so on and so forth. They took it to another level. They didn't just get stagnated. Stay in their hood, stay in their borough, whatever, and just, oh, I'm straight with this 200 grand. I'm about to go back out here and thug and shoot another nigga. Or nah, they paid their tributes. The Italian mob paid their tributes to their bosses, got what they got, took they cut, probably put that money up, and went out and made some more. Then they probably went and killed some people because they had to. So on and so forth. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't just like a chain of command. I'm going to go out and smoke this dude, or I'm going to go out and smoke that dude, and we're going to take over this crack block in the black mob. We not doing that. BMF, they had, like, there was a mob in they so. Shout out to Big Meat. Shout out to his brother Big T, Southwest. You know, shout out to all of those dudes that really stood up on them toes. I can't speak for everybody that didn't, but even so, not to get upset that they was a mob and they within a mob. He ran an organization that's a mob. Not just because you know, it sound good, no. He actually did. He did good things. He did right things. He invested into stuff, but he couldn't enjoy it because you know. Could enjoy it. Could not enjoy it. Sad to say, but like, I don't watch the Italian mob. They done hand down stuff to their families, leave enough money to where generations is taken care of, and black people will only leave enough to, you know, if they out there hustling, they probably only leave enough for a year or two to maintain the life that they got, because they done left you in $1 million house, and now you gotta figure out how you gonna pay your girl, gonna pay the mortgage, and your kids gonna keep going to them schools. And you know, the mob, if you mobbing, you gotta think long term. Like, you gotta think of something that's gonna invest in something that's gonna make money all the time. Like, just think about it. If you just think about niggas like Rich Porter, AZ, all them niggas, Alpo, you know, they had their little crew and they was making millions of dollars. But just think about it. Just think about if Rich Porter said one day, hey, let's invest $1.50 and $1.50. Just open a McDonald's right here, somewhere in Harlem, and that shit'll probably still be open to this day. They had the money to do it. That's what I'm just saying. Like, you know, the money good. That's good. I mean, y'all brought Jerry, whatever. You pay for people to go on field trips and do shit, but what about when you really got that money and you could just be up and do something with it instead of just going back? Yeah, I'm about to go get 100 joints. Yeah, you can still get 100 joints, but what about you invest 300 into something that's going to be there forever? I don't know if you just think it. Like, if you're a thinking man, you got to think. You got to think, expand the mind of the hustle. The Italian mob, not to say, you know, even the Aryan Nation, they was a prison gang. Now, if you look into Forbes, look up. They on the Forbes list, and they own shit. They own corporations, businesses, and black people. Now they own, you know, they're starting to get real money. Dudes that was hustling, but they getting magazines and, you know, they could, it's all, that's standard shit. Entertainment, magazines, basketball, that's all standard black shit. But think about Bitcoin, think about this, think about that, think about the stock market, think about investing into some other shit. Invest into an island, and you got dune buggies down there, and you got cars and renting cars. You could do, you know, it's mad stuff you could think about. Instead of prehistoric hustles of selling CDs and sneakers and clothes, that's the old hustles, baby. Old. Italians was owning the garment district. That means they was getting their clothes. Whoever, don't matter, was making clothes, had to pay them. It ain't, fuck what you got on. You gotta have on Christian Dior. You gotta pay me for that. To get the garment. To make that shit. Or Balenciaga or whatever. You know what I mean? They paying for that material. Like, you know. When they was wearing them suits back in the day, yeah. They had the garment district. They was shaking, baking. The only crew that was shaking and baking and shaking niggas was the preacher crew, but they wasn't a mob. It was terrorizing. Instead of just, if they was moving accordingly without all the murders, they probably would have, you know, probably still went to jail, but wouldn't be doing no fucking life. I don't know. Just think about shit, you know. It's just you gotta look at stuff in a perspective. You know, like, think about it. The dude, Lucky Luciano, he made the American Commission for the mob. And he made it to where all the families everywhere in the United States get money. And this was in the 1930s. And then they still eating now because they still own shit. They own Vegas. You think they don't? They still own that. Them and Jewish people. Yes, Jewish is gangsters too. Yeah. They got the Purple Gang. They was a big Jewish mob. They was up there putting numbers on the boards too. So I'm saying, like, they own banks and shit, and the Federal Reserve and the U.S. Treasury. Black mob, what we own? Bunch of nigga shit. Gas station, not even. Niggas own nightclubs and sandwich shops and shit. You making enough money just to keep the lights on that bitch. It's crazy. I don't know, you just gotta, to me, you gotta incorporate. You gotta keep incorporating. I know you want a thug, but at the same time, you gotta incorporate your thug into and have some people around you that could do some business things for you. Make you some $1 million moves.